Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, Business Users Did You Know? My name is Jessica Malakian, and I'll be today's moderator. So let's start by quickly introducing today's speaker. For today's webinar, we have Srini Komanini. Srini is an OpenEdge product manager obsessed with driving product success and building features that customers want. He has more than 18 years of IT experience in product development lifecycle, out of which 10 years of product management experience in leading products. Prior to joining Progress, he worked for Broadcom, formerly known as CA Technologies, for 14 years. Since joining Progress over 4 years ago, he has been working as part of the Progress OpenEdge management team in driving OpenEdge management modernization, OpenTelemetry initiatives by gathering customer requirements, translating them into features and capabilities, and delivering them in product releases. Srini is also instrumental in leading the OpenEdge ideation management for Progress OpenEdge. And now I'll turn it over to Srini to start the presentation.
Thank you, Jess. Hearty welcome to the Business User webinar. Here are the topics I'm going to take you through in today's presentation. Let's understand the hidden costs of not modernizing your application platform, cyber threat landscape, and some of the statistics around it, business benefits of migrating your applications to OpenEdge 12.8 platform, feature summary, and LTS Retirement Plans and Q&A. Let's understand what are the hidden costs of not modernizing application platform. Some customers, when they hear there is a new release, they might say, well, my application is working just fine. I haven't had any issues or concerns. Why should I put the time and energy into modernizing right now? Sometimes this can lead to some costly consequences. Do you want to know how it is? We see this all around us in news and in case studies about the harmful effects of cyber attack on an organization because they were not on updated versions. We are already seeing generative AI create automated phish messages, ransomware targeting, and data theft cases. And now security teams are trying to find ways to combat this. Bad actors look for weaknesses and vulnerabilities in software to exploit them. A company with sensitive data and systems is a vulnerable target for bad actors, making modernization even more critical. Let's understand cost and frequency of a data breach. Successful attacks mean high costs. Notice on the middle left the costs associated with unpatched vulnerabilities. 6% of all attacks worldwide happened this way and caused over $4 million in damage to each company impacted. There were other sorts of data breach and stats here. I'm not going to go through all of them here. We want to help our customers avoid costs like this. Notice that these costs are having increasing trend year over year. Being on the latest versions of your OpenEdge application is one of the best ways to stay protected. Cyber attacks are also becoming more and more prevalent. If you don't protect yourself from this with modern and more secure software, you are putting your company at risk. The average cost of IT downtime for small businesses is just above $400 per minute and $9,000 per minute for large enterprises. This impacts the customer, company productivity, and employee turnover. Not only does downtime affects customers, but it also affects the company internally. Outages hinder progress toward organizational goals and ultimately delay process of reaching results at a timely rate. Let's understand how the employee of your organization is affected. When a company has an outage or frequent outages, employees work twice as hard to get everything back online and communicate with frustrated customers. With every outage, employees lose company pride as the reliability of the organization decreases, hence the employee turnover. Let me touch base on few additional disadvantages from not modernizing applications. Number one, reduced innovation. Those who do not upgrade risk missing out on new technology advancements, putting them at a competitive disadvantage. Limited scalability is number two. Those who do not update are limited by performance and scalability, leads to decreased productivity and decreased customer satisfaction. Number three, decreased efficiency. Your outdated mission critical application software need to be optimized for business processes. Not upgrading results in decreased efficiency and increased operational cost. In summary, not upgrading mission critical applications could negatively impact your organization's competitiveness, efficiency, and ability to innovate. OpenEdge 12.8 is released recently in January, and we are here for your business success. Let's understand business benefits of upgrading your apps to OpenEdge 12.8. Developers around the world are using Progress OpenEdge application development platform to build innovative business applications that are backbone of healthcare, financial services, manufacturing, and other emerging industry verticals. Here are few important considerations for a business user persona. OpenEdge 12.8 comes with built-in enhanced security capabilities. Advanced security offering now comes with data regulation support with dynamic data masking capability. Your OpenEdge application observability or monitoring now supports bring your own choice of APM tools. Modern tooling support for DevOps, OpenEdge management, and also streamlining data access for business intelligence reports. Here are the tools OEDF, OpenEdge Command Center, OSCC, and Pro2 latest releases. There are several database performance improvements and more continuous operations are supported in 12.8. We had last week database administrators did you know webinar on 21st March that covers database performance, scalability, continuous operations. Watch out the recording if you missed that session. There are several changes went into OpenEdge 12.8 to ensure overall platform stability because it's an LTS release. Let's understand value add for each of these capabilities in detail in the coming presentation. Enhanced security capabilities. Let's talk about few important security enhancements in OpenEdge 12.8. OpenEdge executables and libraries are now better protected with Enterprise Security Administration Manager, which is in short called ESAM, is built-in security capability. OpenEdge 12.8 has introduced a new type of ABL application code packaging or a library called APL, which can be signed and verified. So you know that compiled OpenEdge application code, which is our code, has not been corrupted or tampered with. This new type of library is known as an archive file and has a .apl extension. TLS 1.3 support is another feature for your business application transport layer security. OpenEdge 12.8 adopts OpenSSL 3.1, the recent version of open source cryptographic library, which supports TLS 1.3. This helps enhance security protocols, cryptographic algorithms to promote robust encryption and data integrity for your business applications. It also comes with a faster handshake as well. The TLS client authentication supported when you access any external business services using REST interface. The HTTP client and other ABL clients are supported for this feature. Password OpenEdge application supports single sign-on using OpenEdge client principal, OAuth 2, or OpenID Connect SAML2 tokens. This improves usability for your applications while maintaining security. A business language, the ABL supports AES GCM encryption to offer high assurance of data confidentiality for your applications. This is also a cipher suite that is approved in FIPS certified ciphers. There are many more improvements went into Progress OpenEdge Tollgate platform. So protect your applications from threats. Stay up to date with Progress upgrades. When I say upgrades, it could be you are in 11.7 LTS today, plan to get into OpenEdge 12.8, or you are in already 12.2 LTS, you could plan to upgrade to the latest 12.8 LTS. These are upgrades. For all LTS releases, we publish updates with several important bug fixes and security vulnerability fixes in a timely fashion. Please subscribe to our PANS alerts to get notifications on these updates. Just that you know, Progress constantly scans OpenEdge platform components for security issues and vulnerabilities. Staying on the most current version will help keep your application better protected. Let's understand to help secure your OpenEdge based applications. What is that you could do? As with any business application, security is critical concern and organizations must do everything possible to harden the environments of their OpenEdge applications. Use security scanning tools to pinpoint areas of your application to identify coding vulnerabilities and address them. As I said earlier, stay up to date with the latest OpenEdge releases and LTS updates. Create and protect OpenEdge backups. Harden your environment against theft, both inside, leveraging stronger user identification and authorization features, and outside of the application by encrypting data or using transport layer security interfaces. Always understand how open supports your mission critical application needs in this subject area. The OpenEdge Advanced Security offering aims with supporting advanced security capabilities. With customers' concerns in mind, the Advanced Security package offers these capabilities: transparent data encryption, TDE, JSON web encryption, hardware security module, dynamic data masking. DDM is a new addition in OpenEdge 12.8 LTS release. Let's understand each of these security capabilities and how they help secure your OpenEdge business application. Before that, you might want to know what is OpenEdge Advanced Security in the first place. It's a set of components that deliver a level of security to help you better safeguard application data. Helps those needing to meet regulatory compliance, enhance application security, satisfy competitive demands that your market needs. Transparent data encryption provides data confidentiality through ability of its industry standard encryption ciphers, along with security key protection and storage to help resist the attacks. It controls access to stored private data at rest. It's a core of the TDE solution. TDE has been offered since 10 series. In recent releases, it has been got improvements. In any encryption and decryption process, it involves a performance impact. The TDE solution offering from OpenEdge considers minimal system performance impact. The TDE helps you comply with numerous government regulations, including Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, PCI DSS, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, and the European Union Directive on Data Protection, EU DPD. While these regulations are critical to retail, financial services, healthcare, industry verticals, All companies can benefit from the increased confidence that comes from better protected data. In OpenEdge 12.8, updating the TDE policies has been made online operation. This means there is no downtime required for your application. Let's understand hardware security module. Numerous industries, including public, financial, and insurance sectors, require the highest level of security when storing and using cryptographic keys. HSM helps support this with tamper-resistant hardware, a key storage and protection with access for unauthorized users. Keys that do not need to be loaded into the web application server memory is the focus area. JSON Web Encryption is another advanced security capability. JWE supports confidentiality by encrypting the transmitted data so only authorized parties can access and read it. Enterprise privacy and confidentiality regulations are supported when Password OpenEdge, your app server application, is deployed in using OAuth2 or OpenID Connect OIDC technologies that uses JSON web encryption to encrypt the security token. Let's understand now compliance regulatory considerations. Many industries today's world are highly regulated, like finance, healthcare, and a public sector. For instance, the regulatory bodies help protect consumers' data and provide product quality assurance. Failure to comply can lead to multiple compliance costs. Here are some of the stats on non-compliance penalties. There are many regulating organizations across all industries today. For example, HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. It's prevalent, for example, in American healthcare. CCPA, California Consumer Privacy Act in California in the United States. GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, applies to European Economic Area that includes European Union countries and near regions. LGPD is similar to GDPR in Brazil. Failure to comply or to be found out of compliance can create an unnecessary burden on your company's bottom line. Here is how we are helping you with dynamic data masking in some cases and scenarios. For a business owner, the dynamic data masking offers an easier configuration with low code solution that helps protect the personal identifiable information, which is sensitive data at runtime from unauthorized users. Obfuscating the sensitive data at runtime based on user role permissions is the crux of this solution. For this, you no need to do database duplication, which avoids a lot of effort from your end. Hence, it lowers the total cost of ownership when adapting certain government regulations, GDPR, LGPD, or HIPAA. A demo has been delivered in Developers Did You Know series, the webinar conducted on 14th March. In case your application developers missed out attending the live session, no worries, we recommend them to watch the recording. Now, we are entering into another new capability, OpenTelemetry for OpenEdge application observability. It's a standard-based API that offers metrics and traces supported using OpenTelemetry standard, a powerful observability framework that works with many enterprise APM tools. With this modernization in the platform, we support the initiative of bring your own choice of best-in-class APM tools. Let's understand the problem, why we introduced this. We understand it is very common in some businesses going through merger and acquisitions. We have customers saying we are doing APM tools consolidation from New Relic APM to Dynatrace or Datadog. This initiative helps you in many cases to solve such problems. It is also a challenge, even for Progress perspective, to support wide variety of diversified APM tools, like somebody is using Dynatrace, App Dynamics, Instana as a source solution, New Relic APM, or open source tools like Elastic APM, or someone using Prometheus as a backend with Grafana as a front end for visualization. This is one-stop solution that will address these problems, help your business applications monitored using these APM solutions of your choice. Let's understand how this initiative helps in OpenTelemetry performance metrics. Here is the snapshot of monitoring OpenEdge database metrics, and on right hand side, pass for OpenEdge, the application server metrics from New Relic APM dashboard. The OECC OpenEdge Command Center is instrumental in pulling these metrics data and pushing them to the OpenTelemetry collector. Many of the APM tools supports predictive analytics, root cause analysis, proactive alerting capabilities today based on historical performance metrics being collected. The goal here is preventing an IT service downtime using your choice of application performance monitoring tools. Let's understand tracing. OpenEdge 12.8 supports distributed auto tracing. You can auto trace a specific ABL method for a procedure and identify why a business service took a longer time. The distributed auto tracing has been implemented within the platform for various OpenEdge components: ABL clients, HTTP clients, Java clients, AVM runtime, and PaaS for OpenEdge APSV transport in 12.8 platform. The auto trace capability helps in tracking execution times for ABL procedures, classes, and ABL transaction code blocks. The New Relic APM monitoring shows the client side of execution in the blue bar, if you see here, and the service execution time taken by the purple bar against respective ABL procedures listed here. The duration of a business process can be identified easily from APM tool monitoring dashboards. From here, you can identify if there are any time delays by the length of a service execution, configure alerts for these, and take corrective action. Let's see the demo video.
No matter what kind of business you're in, the cost of your application downtime can damage your business tremendously. Business viability insights for Progress OpenEdge applications help you optimize performance and deliver more value with less effort. Many OpenEdge users do this with diversified application performance monitoring tools. The good news is that the OpenEdge platform now supports the OpenTelemetry metrics and traces. It helps standardize how telemetry data is collected and transmitted to back-end observability APM tools. This also means OpenEdge can support the Bring Your Own Best-in-Class APM Tools initiative and effectively serve your diversified application performance monitoring needs. The supported observability tools include any open source or enterprise APM tools on the market from vendors such as New Relic, Dynatrace, Instana, Datadog, Prometheus, Elastic, and others. A metric is a time series of data points related to the health of an IT service. The OpenEdge Command Center agents collect valuable metrics from the OpenEdge database and Progress application server for OpenEdge. For example, you can monitor database write and read activities from the New Relic APM dashboard and proactively send alerts to avoid downtime. In another example, Prometheus is used as the backend to receive OpenTelemetry metrics from your production database, showing them nicely in a Grafana UI dashboard. Here, the increased record read activity could be a factor if your OpenEdge application is running slower than expected. A trace gives you insight into where the time is spent delivering an IT service.
Distributed auto tracing from the OpenEdge 12.8 platform enables you to solve a key issue today: the inability to monitor performance of your ABL programs through your APM tool in your production environment. OpenEdge now supports the auto tracing capability for ABL applications running on the Paths for OpenEdge server. This helps users trace requests sent by an ABL client or Java Open Client, which uses the APSV transport. In this example, the New Relic APM monitoring shows a trace started by an ABL client through Paths for OpenEdge, and passes down the tracing context in which it started. The same context is utilized even when the Paths for OpenEdge service calls another Paths for OpenEdge service. The information gathered during auto tracing can help you pinpoint execution time delays when running your business service, and you can also configure alerts to take corrective action. With detailed trace information, you can address performance issues that may be slowing your application down. The auto trace capability helps track execution times for ABL procedures, classes, and ABL transaction code blocks. You can also track the duration of time spent by each entity. This provides a holistic way to trace a user action and its execution through all system levels for runtime performance observability. OpenTelemetry metrics and traces help your application administrators and IT operations team offer greater insight into their OpenEdge applications at production runtime. Now you can monitor ABL business applications effectively using your best-in-class APM tools. Learn more about OpenTelemetry and other key features in Progress OpenEdge 12.8.
Welcome back again. Hope you understood the demo well. Now, as with any LTS release, with OpenEdge 12.8, you have now access to OpenEdge Developers Kit, OEDK Classroom Free Edition. Progress offers this edition for students and developers interested in building best-in-class business applications on top of OpenEdge 12.8 platform. The other benefit of upgrading your OEDK subscription to either Premier or Innovator editions in 12.8 is that you get entitlement to use deployment components in other supported LTS releases. This could be very helpful to you when you are planning to upgrade to 12.8, as it provides all the development and test components to be validated with 12.8 for backward compatibility scenarios. As we embark on modernizing your applications, we do consider modernizing solutions offered within our OpenEdge platform too. The OpenEdge DevOps framework is a powerful DevOps automation framework that we continue to support. OpenEdge Command Center is a cloud-ready OpenEdge management tool, in short called as OECC from here onwards, provides centralized monitoring, administration, and integrates with popular application performance tools that are likely already in your environment. There is another product called OpenEdge Pro 2 is a data replication solution that provides easy access to data from your OpenEdge applications. You could gain quick, easy access to mission critical data without disrupting normal business operations or risking stability. Pro 2 6.5 is a stable LTS release, latest and greatest, that offers a modern web interface with ease of use capabilities for Pro 2 administrators. It's an existing solution or offering for many years. However, I would like to call out this modernization of web development happening in this solution. Let's understand the value that the new tooling OEDF and OECC in OpenEdge 12 series furthermore. The OpenEdge DevOps framework designed to address the requirements of users who are new to the continuous integration process and who want a simple way to set up their pipeline automation. And also, it serves advanced DevOps users with a complex continuous integration process and adds additional flexibility needs. For ABL applications, the OpenEdge DevOps framework is designed to help with implementing an efficient DevOps that handles compilation, repository integration, testing, and packaging. In summary, the OEDF tool increases your organization's ability to deliver applications and services faster to market. OpenEdge Command Center is a cloud-ready OpenEdge management console for managing multiple application servers called PaaS for OpenEdge, or in short PaaS-OE, and OpenEdge databases. One can access OpenEdge Command Center through modern web browsers running from desktop computers or tablets or iPads, like many devices as well. It is highly available and reliable product that reduces administrative overhead on your system administrators. The Command Center uses lightweight agents. When they started, discovers resources in the OpenEdge 12.8 platform. The resources could be your application servers or databases. Customers can use open standard REST APIs or Swagger UI to automate application integration use cases. Both OEDF and OECC was introduced to support OpenEdge 12.2 onwards. These are OpenEdge tools. You could download OEDF from Gradle repository, and you can download OECC from Electronic Software Distribution, or ESD portal, either from OpenEdge 12.8 artifacts or OpenEdge 12.2 artifacts. This tool is versioned different than OpenEdge. It is for both OEDF and OECC, which means we have a flexibility of delivering these solutions outside of OpenEdge release vehicle. The current version for OEDF is 2.3 and OECC is 1.3.
Welcome to OpenEdge Command Center. Let's take a few minutes to get to know the interface and look at a few first-time tasks you need to complete. This is the Command Center dashboard. From here, you can view newly discovered Command Center agents, OpenEdge databases, and paths for OpenEdge instances. You can also review and act on banner notifications and access quick links. To quickly access your agents, paths for OpenEdge instances, OpenEdge databases, and more, use the sidebar menu. In this video, we explore each tab and show you what they can do. Before we get started, let's take care of those banner notifications. The banner notifications alert you about outstanding tasks. As a super administrator, the first task you complete is configuring your email settings. After you configure your email settings, you can create new users and manage your OpenEdge Command Center deployments. Click the link to go to the email settings from the sidebar menu. Enter the SMTP hostname and port name. To enable HTTPS connections, select the Secure Connection checkbox. Alternatively, you can select the Start TLS option to customize your connection. If your email server requires, you can enable SMTP authentication. Now, send a test email to ensure that your connection is valid. Click Save when you're done. That's how your email settings are confirmed. You can create a user from the Users tab. The permissions that a user has are dependent on the user's role. To create a new user, enter their name, email, and username. Add a description if necessary, and choose a role from the drop-down list. Click Save to create the new user. Super administrators can perform all actions on the OpenEdge Command Center, including deleting and changing user roles. An administrator has all the powers that a super administrator has, except that they cannot assign a super administrator role. Let's move on to the second banner notification. Before you can link a new agent to the command center, you must generate an agent key. The agent key is what connects your agents, OpenEdge instances, and the command center. If it's your first time generating an agent key, you can access the Agent Keys tab from either the notification banner or from the sidebar menu, and click Generate Agent Keys. You can edit the key name from this dialog box. The generated key remains hidden until it's saved. Click Save to confirm the name. On the new Agent Key window, you can view, copy, and download the agent key. This is the only time that the agent can be viewed or downloaded. However, you can generate a new key at any time. The agent key downloads as a JSON file. You can edit this file or copy the agent key and use it to link the agent and the command center together. Next, let's talk about the command center agents. On the Command Center Agents tab, you can view and manage the agents linked to your OpenEdge deployments. When you link your agent to the command center with your agent key, the agent automatically discovers OpenEdge databases and paths for OpenEdge instances and connects them to the command center. You can edit the name and labels associated with the agent by clicking its name. You can also unregister an agent from the Actions menu. When you unregister an agent, it removes the agent and any OpenEdge databases and paths for OpenEdge instances associated with that agent, and renders the key void. On the OpenEdge Databases tab, you can view the existing database connections. OpenEdge Command Center can automatically discover running databases in your environment and display them on the tab. Alternatively, you can manually add the database connections. From the Actions menu, you can start or stop databases and remove database connections that are no longer required. Additionally, you can edit the existing database connection by clicking the corresponding database name. On the Paths for OpenEdge Instance tab, you can manually add new instances or manage the ones already registered to the command center. To manually register an instance, enter the instance name, the OpenEdge installation that it uses, and any label that you want to be associated with this instance. Then, indicate your security model and your instance directory. Now, enter your port information and Apache Tomcat Manager credentials. To view the ABL and web applications hosted on a Paths for OpenEdge instance, click the checkbox next to the instance. The Applications section displays the ABL applications. Select an ABL application to view the web application, its deployment path, the number of services, and the status of the 4 transports. Now, let's take a look at the ABL Applications tab. This tab enables you to manage ABL applications that are deployed across multiple Paths for OpenEdge instances, and the associated web applications and REST services. The ABL Application pane displays a list of ABL applications that are deployed on different Paths for OpenEdge instances. This list displays the name of the ABL applications, the Paths for OpenEdge instance where they are deployed, and the OpenEdge Command Center agent for the Paths for OpenEdge instances. To sort the list, click the required column header and the arrow displayed beside the header. To filter the ABL applications list, enter a search string. You can filter ABL applications based on their name, the Paths for OpenEdge instance that they're installed on, and the OpenEdge Command Center agent. The list of ABL applications is refreshed automatically. However, to manually refresh the list, click the Refresh button. You can also deploy additional ABL applications from this pane. The Web Applications pane displays the web applications that are deployed on the ABL application, which is selected in the ABL Applications pane. The details of the web applications are displayed in separate cards. You can sort the web application cards by name or by service counts. The Services pane displays the service deployed on a web application selected in the Web Applications pane. The details of services are also displayed in separate cards. As activity occurs across your deployment, you can stay up to date by viewing the notifications by clicking the notification bell. If at any time you need to find your database or server configuration details, go to the Console Settings. On the Console Settings tab, you can find an in-depth report about your database and the servers that are connected to your Command Center deployment. This concludes our first look at the OpenEdge Command Center. For more information, visit docs.progress.com and search for the OpenEdge Command Center.
The built-in security features can help you feel more confident that data, resources, configurations, and operations accessed at runtime are appropriate and trusted. And few other important capabilities are real-time messaging and faster data streaming with Kafka. The Kafka integration enables businesses to build applications in a faster, reliable data streaming use cases. The database online operations helps eliminating the downtime. A few notable online operations are table and data storage area truncate is now online in 12.8. Field drop schema change is online. Truncate and move LOB is online. The TDE database policy management is online and so on. Once again, there was a database administrator webinar in last week. If you missed out, watch for recording. Support .NET 6 on Windows and Linux is another capability that enables you to build applications that needs interoperability with .NET cross-platform technology. We continue to support modern operating systems during the lifecycle of OpenEdge 12.8 LTS release. There are many more improvements with stability as focus. OpenEdge 12.8 helps you to develop, deploy, and manage business applications that are more secure, scalable, and agile. This is our feature summary slide for Progress OpenEdge 12 releases. This helps you in identifying some key features and the time frames they were delivered. For those of you who have not yet made to the OpenEdge 12, there were two releases before we had the 12.2 LTS. For those of you who are currently on 12.2, you can see a summary of key features that have been delivered since then via various innovation releases starting from 12.3 to the recent OpenEdge 12.8 LTS release. In summary, the benefits of modernizing your application platform. I would like to emphasize it enables you to deliver highly scalable, more secure, and standards-based applications. It also offers more agility, efficiency, and innovation for your applications. It provides security options and capabilities to help protect your applications from cyber attacks. We publish LTS retirement milestones so that you better plan your application upgrades and stay current to meet your market demands. If you are already in 11.7 LTS, please note that it gets retired in a year or less than a year. We would recommend you to upgrade to the latest and greatest 12.8 LTS release for more stability, for greater feature capabilities. If you are on an older release prior to 12.0, you should be moving fairly quickly to evaluate and make plans to get into 12. For instance, you are in 11.7, then you are left with 13 months. If you're already on 12, we thank you. You will find that the upgrade to 12.8 should be completely seamless. For the current capabilities in your application, it would not require much of a recompilation. And finally, I would like to give a big thank you to you, to all our customers who has been participating in the ideation community and also the customer validation program. In any case, you don't see your favorite feature, come to ideation portal. We at Progress continually working to improve its software and services to best meet the needs of our customers and partners. Whoever is active in ideation community, it's really great to see you discussing and debating solutions. Combined with the voting, it really helps us keep our OpenEdge product backlog very lively. We welcome you to join the customer validation program in case you are not a member today. We thank you who has been participating in validating the pre-release software and materials that we share through customer validation program today. Now, I have two more slides of links for you to reference later on. These are some important OpenEdge 12.8 resources. In case you missed out watching earlier webinars, you do have reference links here and other key resources here. Finally, thank you so much for your participation. I hope that you are as excited to move to OpenEdge 12.8 as we are talking to you through these webinars. Now it's time for questions.
Great. Thank you, Cerny. That was a fantastic presentation. And now we will turn over to the live Q&A session. As a reminder, if you have any questions, please put those in the questions panel. I will do my best to get through all the questions we have in the time left, but we do have some questions in the queue, and if I'm not able to answer them, we will be sure to follow up after the webinar. So Srini, are you ready to begin?
Yeah, sure. Great.
Great. So the first question is, OpenTelemetry is for monitoring apps and OpenEdge management is for monitoring database performance. I think this person just wants clarification on what's for which.
Yeah, right. I think OpenTelemetry is a new initiative introduced in OpenEdge 12.8 for monitoring purposes for overall platform, right? So that includes the PASOE application monitoring, database monitoring, and also traceability related to its service execution timelines, right? So, which is a number one problem, but many of our customers said like we won't be able to get a window into the production runtimes for ABL business service, right? So that's the number one problem which we addressed through distributed auto tracing capability. So OpenEdge management has a limited monitoring capabilities right now, but then OpenTelemetry has overall platform visibility, and it will be enhanced further.
The next question is OpenTelemetry observability supported in both OpenEdge 12.8 and even in 12.2 releases?
Yeah, we are hearing these questions, right? So coming in from um, few other customers as well. Uh, I think the open telemetry feature has two facets, right? So metrics as an observability touch point, the various performance metrics at production runtime from app server and also database uh, could be supported in both 12.2 and 12.8, whereas distributed auto tracing capability went into the platform in 12.8 only. So the distributed auto tracing capability is supported in 12.8.
The next question is, how do I get access to the dynamic data masking capability in 12.8?
Okay, so dynamic data masking is offered through OpenEdge advanced security offering, which is an add-on to OpenEdge 12.8.
The next question is, does OpenEdge platform support single sign-on and multi-factor authentication for OpenEdge applications?
Yeah, this question is rightly aligned to, I think, some of the security topics that we discussed today. Um, think applications deployed in PASOE uh, could use the JSON Web Tokens from OAuth2 or OpenID Connect or SAML2 or YE Client Principal Tokens in order to configure SSO, right? So we have customers using um, SSO for their applications today. Multi-factor authentication has has to follow, I think, respective organizations' identity provider products and it needs some special configuration, how the organization wants to accomplish the two-factor or multi-factor authentication.
Great. The next question is OpenEdge Command Center, or is the OpenEdge Command Center supported only in 12.8?
Yeah, OpenEdge Command Center is a modernization initiative for OpenEdge Explorer. It supports both OpenEdge 12.2 and 12.8 customers who are using it and paying maintenance. It's a complementary tool.
The next question is, can I use the OEDK subscription for my production deployment?
No, definitely not. OEDK is for development and testing purposes only. It should not be used for production deployments.
The next question is, there are several features supported in OpenEdge 12.8. Where do I get information about all of the different features?
Yeah, so you could get access to all of this information by visiting our Progress website, progress.com, and then get into OpenEdge space and try accessing the documentation that's publicly available, right? So you have a lot of resources there, and various references would certainly guide you to get into the right content and capabilities that you want to know.
Great. All right, so that is all we have time for today. If we didn't get to one of your questions, we will reach out after this call and follow up in the next couple of days. If you didn't get a chance to ask a question, please respond to the email that will go out that will have ways to contact us, or you can reach out via the ideas portal or the CVP, and we'll be able to answer things a little more quickly over there. And thank you to everyone who attended today's webinar. And again, thank you to Cerny, and have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, thanks everyone.